Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Exilia, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 119 of We Never Learn, the manga series. So, with the We Never Learn series, it's meant to be a light-hearted, slice-of-life comedy sort of series with a bit of romance added into it. And for the most part, it's quite wacky and quite crazy, but this chapter takes it to a whole new level. So we'll start off with the title of this chapter. So, travelling back in time makes it so you encounter X. Now, that whole time travel aspect from the title's perspective raises a few flags in my mind because I don't like time travel in story. Whether it be movies, films, games, or anything like that, most of the time it's done incorrectly. I'm not going to be too critical for this because, again, it's meant to be a light-hearted, slice-of-life, comedic with a bit of romance manga series, but the fact that it added time travel to me is a bit of a grey area. But first off, let's look at the character rankings. So we have the top 6 character rankings, with Mizuru, or Mizuki, Yuiga's sister basically. So Yuiga's sister beats him on the rankings list with 1,083 votes. Then we go up to number 5 and unfortunately, we got Azumi Koinami at number 5. Honestly, you know, I would put her higher, much higher. But yeah, she's got 1,488. So quite a bit of difference between 6th and 5th. And then we jump to 4th. Rizu Ogata. Okay. With 1,803 votes. So, quite a substantial amount more. And then we go to number 3. Number 3 taking a bronze medal is Urika Tokamoto with 2,980. So basically 1,177 more votes than 4th place. Bit more of a jump. And then we go to 2nd place, which is kind of close because we have Furuhashi and she's got 3,259 votes. Still a little bit different, but closer than all the others. And then at number 1, taking the crown, we have Mayafu Kirisu with a whopping, staggering 14,598 votes. What? You could add up all the other characters' votes together and it wouldn't even scratch Kirisu's, total votes. That's insane. I know a lot of people like Kirisu as a character, and the anime kind of helped that along. But for me, I would have ranked this list completely different. For the most part, anyway. So, since Kirisu won, we then get a chapter dedicated to Kirisu herself. And, well, this is one of the strange things. Yuiga is basically cleaning Kirisu's apartment with her again when they find a voucher for a roller coaster ride, or theme park. And it turns out the theme park is closed, we're told straight away, and we're told that Kirisu never went. Okay, fine. Kirisu trips, hits Yuiga with some time-travelling boobs, because yes, her boobs can in fact send you back in time. And that I know this series is wacky and crazy, but that just takes the cake, and probably eats it as well. Because, yeah, time-travelling bosoms, why not? So Kirisu knocks into Yuiga, sends him back in time, and it turns out that Yuiga goes back to when the park is open, surprise surprise, and he meets a young Kirisu, or Mayafu. And basically, she's got the voucher to go to the theme park, as we know from the future self, and her sister is basically running after her. She's trying to run away from her sister so she can ditch her figure skating lessons. So her and Yuiga end up going to this amusement park, where we get told how the amusement park closed down. It turns out that the amusement park closed down because there was a fault in one of the rides. The harness came off during one of the runs, and basically it's Kirisu's harness that comes off. Luckily, Yuiga knows this and saves her, which we'll get to in a minute. She's a bit scared, flustered and worried, and then they go into the haunted house. A bit more comedy between that, because Mayafu isn't scared about all of that. but she is scared from a cockroach. Yuiga kind of telling this guy he's doing a great job. And I love the fact that he references that one of his friends would have died 5 times over. Who's that? Probably Rizu Ogata. She hates ghost stories and ghosts, so I can imagine that this haunted house would just be a nightmare for her. So we find out that Kirisu's sister is actually in the amusement park and they're basically running away and trying to dodge. Quite nice, quite a few scenes. And then just as they come out of the Ferris wheel, a young Kirisu hits Yuiga again with her time-travelling bosoms and sends him forward in time. This is where the chapter basically ends with Kirisu... about to say Kirito then, it's not. Yuiga basically saying, oh, it was just a dream. And then we see the photo that they took on that roller coaster ride. And it's got a picture of a young Mayafu, Kirisu, basically leaning over the edge of the car, covering Yuiga's face. With the reveal that Miss Kirisu in present time can't remember who she went to the amusement park with. Yeah, time travel's not meant to work like that. But, oh well. It's one of those things, and is Yuiga injured? He looks injured in the end panels. Maybe he fell over and hit himself more and Kirisu decided he needed a plaster? Like, how hard are those things? Hard enough to send you back in time? And also hard enough to injure your neck, apparently. So, yes, overall this chapter was crazy. From a weird story plotline kind of thing, but I guess it was just a wacky, fun, and crazy chapter that the mangaka could actually just have some fun with the character that won the character rankings, that being Miss Kirisu. The art style in this was actually really nice. I did like it. The art style for a young Kirisu was really nice. I really did like that, and the fact that she was only in her 2nd year kind of gives us a bit more insight into her personality and character from that time standpoint, because we know that by the time she went into her 3rd year, she started to grow more into the Kirisu that we know in present day. I did like the whole design for a Kirisu's young sister. It was that kind of creepy young sister, or happy young sister that just loves her sister so much that wants to find her. I know, kind of cool. But yeah, overall, the theme park looked pretty fun. I wouldn't mind going there, especially the haunted house. Seems pretty cool. And the comedy overall was nice. It was light-hearted and quite chilled, but it was effective in the places where it was. So overall, this chapter, it was enjoyable, but it was enjoyable because it was ridiculous. So if you want something that's going to make you laugh, but isn't going to kind of make you think too hard, then by all means go and read this chapter. So I think that's going to do it for this review. If you've enjoyed, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me, and until next time, I hope you have an amazing day, and guys, watch out for those time travelling boobs, because you don't know what time period you'll go back to. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.